know if I know myself better. So, hello everybody. This is Dr.
Uh,
Adunka. Hello. Yeah, you want to
yeah,
think first?
yeah, just I would like to greet everyone here.
Yeah,
So,
sure. Go ahead.
yeah, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone, and a very warm welcome to the TRIZtalks. It is chapter 28. We just started it with some small expectation from ourselves, but very soon we have reached to 28 chapters, and we are thrilled to have you join us today from around the globe. Whether you are a seasoned TRIZ practitioner or a curious newcomer or somewhere in between, we are delighted to have you here. And Dr. Robert will definitely set his tone so that everyone will be remain engaged. So we know we have participants joining from many different countries, and we extend a special welcome to our international audience. So it's fantastic to see the global TRIZ community coming together. So without much ado, I'll just hand over the session to Dr. Robert Adunka, and I would request him to uh, introduce himself and then proceed with this. And before going for that, on behalf of Dr. Adunka, I would like to say that any point of time, if you just have any doubts, if you want any clarification, please feel free to ask the question. In case you have some challenges with microphone and all, so you may put it on chat, and I'll ask those questions on behalf of you. Now, Dr. Robert, session
Okay,
is
good.
yours. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me over to the TRIZtalks. It always was a hard time to find the right time slot then to do this, but right now we managed to do it now. So I was asked what to talk about, so I probably said, okay, this could be then a little bit of my TRIZ journey so far. So I started as a engineer in mechanical engineering and also did my PhD in mechanical engineering. And there in the mechanical engineering field, is especially dealt with methodic product development. So that was methodic product development according to German regulations and teachings. But in my time as a PhD student and assistant professor at the chair of uh, engineering design, uh, I came across TRIZ. So I had my first contact with TRIZ, the theory of inventive problem solving, and found it very interesting. So first contact was with the contradictory oriented innovation strategy from Professor Linde in Coburg. And he based his theory on TRIZ. So I was digging deeper into TRIZ and learned then from Invention Machine, and there, especially from Sergei Ikovenko, my first TRIZ teachings. But I also had TRIZ teachings by Boris Lotin, Ala Sussman, Svetlana, in the different mm, other aspects, as well as from Valery Sukhkov. Um, so I grew in with TRIZ and I was very fond of it. So I started to use TRIZ then as a PhD student, as an assistant professor in the university, and started to teach other people in the theory of inventive problem solving. So, and it went very well. So the students were very fond of this method. Uh, but I thought to myself, okay, does it really work in industry? So I started as a sideline job beside my assistant professorship, working for Invention Machine, and I was going to do then workshops for industry in the German-speaking countries. So it's Germany, Switzerland, and Austria. I did workshops with Invention Machine software. So as a sideline job, I did that. And then I saw, okay, it works with the students, it works with small workshops, but the workshops is just 2 days where I saw that the people can generate ideas. What happened to the ideas afterwards, I didn't know. So I said to myself, I have to know it by heart, by myself. And after my PhD, I started as an ordinary engineer within Siemens company, electromechanical switching devices. and went there into a department of engineering design where they started a new design of a new mechanical switching device. Um, well, I can actually show you the switching device. So it was all about those switching devices. Um, so first I started with this lower part here, so I had to work with this part, and then I went into the main group where they did this switching device here. So this was um, my first contact then doing TRIZ within a really mechanical engineering job. And also there, it also worked out wonderful. So I tried to move TRIZ into Siemens. So I contacted the strategic department, and that took me over. So I started again doing workshops within Siemens, and then started to teach people within Siemens in level 1, level 2, and level 3 TRIZ knowledge according to the International TRIZ Association. So, and then 2016, more and more people from outside Siemens demanded TRIZ teaching. So I quitted my job at Siemens and um, worked as a self-employed person with the TRIZ Consulting Group. So TRIZ Consulting Group is my little company. It just consists of me and my assistants and freelancers that are brought into if I cannot manage to do all the jobs. So I then bring into TRIZ Consulting Group Oliver Meyer or other people. Okay, so this is about my background. So, and that answers also the question, does TRIZ help? Does TRIZ help you to come up with new solutions? And my experience is that it gives you 2 or 3 times more ideas than if you do normal engineering job. And this was the outcome of a workshop that I did within Siemens, because there I somehow felt into a TRIZ depression um, because I did a lot of workshops, over 100 workshops with people that were not trained in TRIZ. So the people, we did a brainwriting session first, and then just some minor things out of the theory, like 14 inventive principles or something like that, to come up with ideas. And after one day of workshops, 10 people came up with 60 ideas, and they were so happy about it. They shook my hand when they said goodbye and said it was a wonderful workshop. We had so many ideas. And I myself thought all the time, well, we could have done so much more. We could have done so much more in the time if you all knew just TRIZ. And then there was one workshop where a person came up to me and said, okay, we have a problem. We have an inverter that is hung on the wall on the height of the head of the people passing by, and some of those inverters explode. So that's a very bad situation. So we don't want any people to get hurt. Well, the inverter, it can explode, but the people shouldn't get hurt by it. So we already had 2 engineers working on that for 3 months, and they came up with a solution, but we want to check the solution. Can we do a very wild, creative workshop? And I said, okay, good. When should it happen? Next week. And then I said, okay, next week, that will be hard, just finding the rooms for the workshop. But then there came an idea to invite all those people that were already taught at least level 1 TRIZ. And I asked him, what if we invite those people to the workshop? So we do not have to search for people outside, we just invite those people. And he said yes to the idea. Um, so I booked a room, I invited 10 people, and from those 10 people, we just also did first also a brain writing session on the topic. And till midday, till noon, we already had the 60 ideas. In the end of the day, we had 120 ideas. So it's 2 or 3 times more than I could expect with people that are not trained in TRIZ. And let me tell you, we had so much more fun in this workshop than in any other workshop. So TRIZ is once fun. Second, it gives you a lot of ideas, much more ideas than if you are not trained in TRIZ. And I think that's a very beautiful method to come up with new ideas to technical problems. So that's just about my first impression about TRIZ. And for those people that are not familiar with TRIZ. So, let me just give you a quick outline of the presentation. I will first show you then my journey then through with TRIZ, going through different stages of TRIZ here, then about building TRIZ community in Germany, in Europe, and international wise, and then we'll go to the topic of AI, generative AI and TRIZ, what is there to expect. So those are the main topics of my talk today. I hope you have as much fun as I have with that topics. And I'll just go on with it. So, first of all, I just built this now up on my problem and my solution to it. So it was my life journey with that was that.
अरे उन्होंने मेरे को क्वांटिटी वगैरह ये सब मैसेज किया
It's not a
ये
question, right?
मैंने सबको एक स्क्रीनशॉट
You
भेजा
continue. Ma'am, please mute yourself.
Yeah. Okay, good.
I'll
So
take care of that.
yeah, okay. My problem first was okay, I'm a German, so German is my mother tongue. So I started with courses and workshops in German language. Then we saw, okay, how to attract more people to TRIZ. That was our problem then within Germany. And we started to have this TRIZ user day. So first we had TRIZ conferences. I think Horst is there. He did TRIZ conferences in Germany. That didn't work out anymore. Less and less people came to those conferences. And then we started to do a TRIZ user day, which is a day where we just told people about TRIZ and how you can use TRIZ and tell them success stories. So all those TRIZ educated people, the TRIZ masters and the TRIZ practitioners were there and telling the people how good TRIZ is and how good TRIZ works out. But that led then to the problem that these experts that were on that TRIZ user day trying to catch new people to TRIZ, they didn't have time to talk to each other. So after a few years, we decided, okay, let's have a special day just for those experts. So we had that TRIZ expert day. And then after we had more and more experts in Germany, they found out, okay, if we want to go from level 3 to level 4, we need some applications. So where can we do applications? So we need a TRIZ conference again. So university also and those level 4 applications, they need publications. And so therefore we started the TRIZ conference again. Now with Oliver Meyer in lead here. I will tell about this also. With people getting accredited with the International TRIZ Association, they found out, okay, it is good for trainers like me that do a lot of trainings every year. But there were also professors that liked to do TRIZ teaching in their courses, and they just do the course once a year. So for them, it doesn't make sense to pay the fees to the International TRIZ Association. So here we started then with the European TRIZ Campus to have here a association within Europe, or mainly Germany right now, that brings together all the trainers for TRIZ and gives them a community. So as with all those things, those level 3, they also wanted to learn a little bit more. So they asked me in the level 3 course, okay, now we have the level 3 course, and what now? How to learn more TRIZ? That's the reason why we started then TRIZ Retreat. They wanted also to have some some recreation things with it. Go hiking, go walking with all the others. So it's half day hiking, half day learning some TRIZ related stuff here. So that was my journey here within Germany. But right now, I was also asking myself how to bring this now also onto the international level. We have a very good working, vital community in Germany, but what to do international wise? So, and how should I teach then TRIZ in different time zones? That's the reason for setting up self-paced learning courses with coaching on the TRIZ Mastery Hub. So that was then the next step after that, doing the TRIZ Mastery Hub, and I just started this a few weeks ago. And then, as generative AI came up for and more people were using it for innovation, and I also was asked to give a teaching on that. I looked for ways to combine generative AI prompting with the AI tools, and Tanasak did already some very good papers on it. So I connected with Tanasak, and we together uh, improved different prompts for TRIZ related stuff. And so he is more improving prompts. I'm looking that it works well with what is taught in the International TRIZ Association. So he is calling it AI assisted TRIZ. I'm calling it AI TRIZ for short. And that is a thing that happens in the last few months to 1 or 2 years then, what we did there. It's also that interested that also the International TRIZ Association Matrix Official is now planning or discussing how to integrate AI with TRIZ or how to provide perhaps some courses on that. Okay, so let's start first with the TRIZ community in Germany. I would like to talk a little bit about this. As I started this TRIZ Expert Day, I said, okay, if you want to take part in the TRIZ Expert Day, then you should have to have at least level 1. So it's a requirement to have level 1. So if a person signs up for the TRIZ Expert Day that I don't know, then I first asked him if he has sufficient TRIZ knowledge. And if he assures me that he has sufficient TRIZ knowledge, then he is allowed in a TRIZ Expert Day. It's once a year in January or February. It is just one day. It starts at noon and goes to the noon of the second day. So we have the night in between, a night of a lot of talking, and also the coffee breaks are 1 hour. It is in presence. There is no recording for a hybrid session, but it is recorded for the people that were there so they can download the videos afterwards. So it's an informal, also informal and experimental topics are allowed. So we have a community that is not very harsh in their critique, but they try to explore different areas of TRIZ or related methods and how to combine those methods. So there are a lot of talks that we can go into this direction or that direction, how to combine DFSS, Six Sigma, design thinking. I tried to do value analysis, a better value analysis with TRIZ. I tried to do a better value stream with TRIZ. So and this is the outcome of it. So all those topics are allowed. And if there are fuck ups, we're also happy with it. So it's just a lively community that talks to each other. And I think you see it also in the pictures from the expert day that I have on that slide. So last expert day were I think 41 persons on the expert day, and this is also a very nice number for just Germany because Germany is not that a big country. Okay, just It is also just after the meeting of the European TRIZ campus. So Europe Expert Day was before, and European TRIZ campus then decided, okay, let's do in the first half of the first day, let's do our annual meeting, because we probably also meet then at the TRIZ Expert Day, so we can combine those things too. But of the European TRIZ campus, I will talk a little bit of that later. So then, as I told you, TRIZ Retreat, also a very nice format that we have here. Also here you have to have at least TRIZ basic knowledge, level 1 plus. It is once per year in August. Also from the noon of the first day to the noon of the third day. It is 2 days and it is in present, and we will have special topics here. Like we had patent circumvention on the first TRIZ retreat, then TRIZ gamification, then on the second TRIZ retreat, and now systematic innovative thinking on the third this year. Also, we invite the families to come along on the TRIZ retreat. So because we have half a day recreation, so we will have uh, one half day is always hiking, and the second half day is something else. Like this year we'll have then canoeing on a river nearby. And therefore also the families are invited. So the morning till noon is teaching, so it's training on TRIZ related stuff, and the afternoon it's leisure. We talk, we network, and we just enjoy the retreat. So TRIZ Expert Day and TRIZ Retreat is also from the payment. It is in that way that we do not earn a lot of money from the TRIZ Consulting Group, as we are the organizer of those meetings. But most important is that the people meet and that they come together. Just like you having here the TRIZtalks also brings you as a community then together. So this was TRIZ Retreat. Then, I said, Oliver Meyer, that you can see here. He is doing this TRIZ conference together with Bayern Innovative. We did it in the last few years. Now Bayern Innovative don't want to do it anymore. Therefore, the European TRIZ campus will take over, and the TRIZ conference will then be hosted by the European TRIZ campus. We have peer-reviewed papers here. The book is published in the Springer Verlag, so it's a well-known publisher that we have here. It is done once every 2 years for 1 day. The speakers are always in presence and the others in hybrid. So we meet as speakers and do the presentations. So all the setup is quite clear and is done from an outsider. And then all the others that want to join in, they join in through video. And as you see from last year, there are just two topics that were in German, and all the other topics are in English. So we see that in the TRIZ conference, we will have also a lot of English topics, because we want to have it also on international level to be papers that are recognized also on international level. So if you're interested in that, just turn to Oliver Meyer and he can give you some more information on that. So then, about European TRIZ Campus. We've seen the TRIZ community in Germany is working well together, and the European TRIZ Campus, what is it for? It is a non-commercial, non-profit association for the promotion and dissemination of TRIZ in Europe. And the organization itself is a member of Matrix Official. What do we offer as the European TRIZ Campus? A platform for networking for the TRIZ interested. So we have a LinkedIn group for the European TRIZ Campus. We assure that the quality standards in TRIZ Teaches are high. We will see that we have here quality guidelines, which are worked out on several pages. we try to do further developments in TRIZ and TRIZ-related tools. We want to do also a central issuing of TRIZ certificates according to the ATC guidelines, so the European TRIZ guidelines. This helps then people that also have a low barrier of entry. We also talked about this then with the International TRIZ Association, and we'll just do level 1, 2, 3. So we accept in also international certificates, but international wise, they do not accept our certificate. So if somebody wants to join from level 3, then a level 2, a level 3 course on international level, he first has to find a trainer that certifies him internationally. And so for the accreditation of trainers, we also wanted to keep it low costs, low entry barrier. So for our trainers, we have here something special, which we call trainer workshops. I'll talk about this. So I already told you a little bit about this quality guidelines. So if you go to the TRIZ campus homepage on the link I've posted here, you will find the TRIZ guidelines, the quality guidelines, which is I think 20 to 25 pages of what should be taught in level 1, 2, and 3. And it is also with references to known books on TRIZ, so that the trainers know from which books they should take the topic and teach the topic. And we also allow a little bit more than old matriz allowed. So like root cause analysis, root conflict analysis, according to Valery Shushkov, is allowed. I think it's right now, it's also allowed in the matriz official. But at that time, we started with the guidelines, it wasn't. And as you can see, very nice certificates that we issue here there. And we just go to level 3 for the certification. We do not touch level 4 and level 5. We once thought about it, but dropped the issue because we think this is something that is just interesting for people that really want to go further and want to go into international level, and they should do then an international certificate for level 4 and level 5. So how to ensure the quality of the trainers? We started the trainer workshops. So here the aim of the workshop is then to get to know each other so that the trainer then will share his experience on the workshops and that we learn from each other. So trainer workshops here, the trainers present didactic or methodological examples. They show their own training concepts and show things where others can benefit from their knowledge, and or just share successes and fuck-ups. Okay, what worked and what didn't work. So that is very interesting for all the people. Yesterday evening, we had a trainer workshop from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. It went then on till 9 p.m., I think. And we, in that time, we had 4 topics. It was, I think, the 4th trainer workshop we did. So we do 2 trainer workshops a year. And it is always a very lively discussion that we have there. I think it was 20 people yesterday evening in this trainer workshop. So just as many people as are here in this session, we had yesterday in the trainer workshop in the European TRIZ campus. Or better to say, Horst Nähler did have them because Horst is organizing the TRIZ trainer workshops and he's doing a really great job in that. So and it's always nice to see what the people do here with the TRIZ methods. Yesterday we had 2 presentations of applying TRIZ in industry, in different industry, how the trainers try to convince their companies to use TRIZ for the problem solving. And then we had a presentation also on extreme quality. Robert Hill calls it. It is a combination of Six Sigma tools and TRIZ function analysis, which is a very, very nice approach to it. So he just, whereas in a very nice way, he just goes from a component analysis into an interaction analysis, identifies the measure the measurements in the parts that need to be examined, and then he will get the measurements, 30 measurements per part um, per diameter, or what should be measured, and then compares it to what should be there. So there we are in the Six Sigma method, and then it looks if it's in a good corridor. So very nice thing that he did there. And I'm just trying to recall the fourth lesson we had. It was it was Konrad Rotenhäusler who showed us how he did a project within his company. So he had a really big roadmap with new approaches. We had tried out saboteur thinking in the company and with the competitor company. So also very nice. Okay, so this is European wise. So in European TRIZ campus, it is now we have a lot of people from Germany in it, but we will try to, there was a decision to try to move it into also the other European countries. So we try to get into um, the European TRIZ campus, also people from outside Germany. So because right now there's just people from Austria, from Slovenia, there's one. So we're trying to get more people attracted in that. Therefore, also the next TRIZ Expert Day is with Svetlana. She will talk then there about AFD. Also with that, we try to attract other people from the surrounding countries of Germany. Then on the international level, I was always thinking, okay, how to do international level. International level had for me always the problem that I normally do my TRIZ teachings in the morning. So from 8 till 1 o'clock, I have my TRIZ level 1 online course. But if you go online with it for international level, then you have the problem that you lose half of the planet. So what to do with the different time zones? So I came across a circle community and thought, well, that is the thing that we need on international level, because I was fed up with LinkedIn messages. Every time I go into LinkedIn, I get bombarded with advertisements and all other stuff that I do not want to see, but then I click on it and I lose time. So I looked for a platform where I just can do TRIZ. So I just go there and I have just TRIZ. So that would be perfect, I thought. And with the Mastery Hub, I started something like that to have a community, a coaching, and a teaching. So it's all in one place there. So what should the TRIZ Mastery Hub do? It should help the engineers and innovation experts to move from an uncertain and limited knowledge to the mastery of the theory of inventive problem solving and also systematic innovation, so that they can drive groundbreaking innovations and solve complex technical challenges with confidence and success. So this was my learning, my mission statement for the TRIZ Mastery Hub, and I think that is showing what TRIZ Mastery Hub should be for. So, and there are different tiers, so you can join completely for free. If you join for free, you have all those free resources you can tap into, which can help you, like templates for level 1 trainings, like teaching templates, or videos and GPTs that can help you. Then ask the community, where you can ask all the other experts on the TRIZ Mastery Hub. Then if you have a problem, just post in there. TRIZ News, if there's something we hear about in the world which are good TRIZ news, we just post it there. Success stories, we made a special topic on that, so that we can have all the time those success stories that others can then use for their teachings and lessons also. Then For everybody, free is a monthly Q&A. It's one time a month for an hour, where you just can join the session and ask your questions related to the hub or to Triz, and we can discuss this. So I'm there always on the monthly Q&A, and we can discuss things then. Triz introduction course, there is just a very small explanation about AI and Triz. It will get enhanced in the future. So that is next on my topics to do. Then for the paid practitioner tier, that's $49 a month or $490 a year. There is then the TRIZ think tank, where people can post their projects and can ask for help on their project. The complete AI TRIZ course is in it. The complete TRIZ level 1 course is in it. People that are paying get once a week the possibility to have a coaching. So we have a 1-hour coaching meeting there, and there are also the special events, just like the TRIZtalks here. We have invited Daryl Mann, Simon Litvin will do talks, Oleg Ferguson will be there. I did already a presentation on the special events, and is once or twice a month. And then for the TRIZ professional tier, I am planning to do TRIZ level 2 and level 3, and also there you have then the possibilities to have one-on-one sessions, and also other special topics like TRIZ fusion with other things, TRIZ mastery as teacher, as facilitator. There should be special courses on that then there too. Okay, so there will be more. We just started a few weeks ago. So, and there also, as you see, AI TRIZ course is there, and I cannot think about using TRIZ anymore without generative AI. But if you think about generative AI, where is it right now? It's at the peak of inflated expectations. So it's on the hype cycle. In the first peak, it will go down, but we already see the slope of enlightenment with people that use AI TRIZ. They use the prompts that Tanasak and I created for improving their applications of TRIZ. Because what is it? It is this TRIZ generative AI example of prompt version 3.0. We're working now on 4.0. It is a booklet with a lot of prompts in it. So you just copy and paste those prompts into ChatGPT or Google Gemini or Claude Anthropic, and have wonderful outcomes for your TRIZ tools. This paper is already downloaded over 6,000 times. So, and for a TRIZ paper, I think it is really gorgeous. It is wonderful to have that. So it's a prompt library. But thinking of AI and TRIZ, we always say it's AI assisted or AI enhanced TRIZ. AI enhanced TRIZ problem solving. So first of all, what you should do is you should define your task. What do you have to do? Then you choose the method, just like you do with TRIZ. And then you use manually the method. And just then, so you use those AI prompts to come up with new input for your method. So it supplements always the method. And using AI is just one way of doing it. It's just one way of doing this using generative AI. You can also use web research, patent research, and surveys to come up with more information on how to use the method, or how to improve the method. But generative AI now is really, really a good thing where you can learn a lot on those TRIZ topics. So it helps you sometimes also, it guides you through, it brings you to new ideas that you never had thought about before. So it's like having a whole crowd in your computer that helps you to solve your problem. So you do not have to have any brainstorming sessions anymore. You have generative AI as your brainstorming session there. So within the Mastery Hub, we have the AI course, the AI TRIZ course, and the TRIZ Level 1 course. And I started AI TRIZ as as a separate course in Germany as an in-present course or an online course where I had half a day of prompt engineering and half a day of going through a whole TRIZ project. So from analyzing phase to creative phase to combining it to a complete solution. So we went through the whole process and used then these TRIZ prompts out of the example of prompt paper. For the TRIZ Mastery Hub, I just separated the first part of the AI TRIZ course, which is a altogether 1-day course for people that are already trained in TRIZ level 1, because most of the people are now trained in TRIZ level 1, so they just need an add-on course. For the TRIZ Mastery Hub, I decided to have then the TRIZ level 1 course and the AI course on that. So the AI course is just half a day of teaching people how to do better prompting. So they learn about role prompting, 0-shot, 1-shot, few-shot prompting, about chain of thought, tree of thought, how to structure their prompt to come up with much better results than they have up till then. With the TRIZ Level 1 course, we have the whole set of lessons that is in accordance to what the guidelines of the European TRIZ Campus and the International TRIZ Association Matrix official is asking for. But I added then for every lesson a AI TRIZ lesson, where you then can use those prompts from the example of prompt together with the method. So it's explained how to do this. There's some more hints to it, how to apply it. There are also the links to GPTs from Tanasak and Dr. Träger that do exactly what you want in that topic. So if you do function analysis, you just go onto a link on a GPT and can use directly the GPT that has the prompt already in its belly, or you use the prompt from the prompt library and just paste it into any of those large language models. You even can download a large language model and do it just on your computer and use this prompt, adopt this prompt, and can then come up with new solutions. So I did this separation because I thought, okay, you can have different people. People that do not know how to use AI and that do not know how to use TRIZ. So they just go through both courses. People that know a little bit of TRIZ, but are not sure anymore about their TRIZ level 1 teachings, and they do not know about AI. So they go through the AI prompting, and with those topics that I'm not sure about, they just read up on it or just listen to the video recording of the lesson, and then they can use also the AI prompts on that. People that are well known, that do know their TRIZ tools very well, they just go through the AI TRIZ course, just learn to prompt, and then can use this prompt library with the TRIZ tools. And then probably it can also be the other way around, that the people already know how to do prompting, how to do prompt engineering very well, but don't know anything about TRIZ. So for them, it should be an eye-opener. If I use now generative AI with those methods already pre-thought by Altschuler and his colleagues, I can come up with even better results in innovation and in finding creative solutions. So that was my talk for today. What are my future perspectives and learning so far? So for the communities, I think TRIZ is a method that improves the thinking of all in those individuals, and those individuals but need help from others on that risky journey to apply TRIZ and to use TRIZ in their companies. So it is good to build those communities to help each other and build them regional, build them in bigger regions, build them international. That I think we need those communities that exchange thoughts and exchange their lessons learned with each other. So you can always, if you have a problem, you know always to whom you should turn to that can help you on your journey or can give you some hints where to look at. With AI and TRIZ, my impression is it's a very fast development of different AI tools. We now see much more agents, AI agents coming up. I'm also planning to have AI agents that have those prompts of the prompt library already built in, so you can use different agents on that. So generative AI with large language models is a very low and very flexible entry point to AI, because AI means a lot more than just those chat GPTs. But this is really, you can adopt it after half a day, you can adopt it to your TRIZ tool. So it's really worthwhile taking a look at it. And what you get out of it, faster and better results by combination of TRIZ with those good prompting techniques. So as I said in the beginning, with TRIZ, you can have 2 or 3 times more ideas. Well, probably the same applies to generative AI. So you multiply also 2 or 3 times the output of ideas or the output of your analysis. But now think combining those both. So if you have 2 times more from TRIZ and 2 times more from generative AI, just only that, you will already get 4 times more. So it's a much better output that you have there. Okay. In the end, AI from now will not outsmart our engineers, but those engineers that know how to use AI will definitely outsmart those engineers that don't know how to use AI and or TRIZ. And that was my last statement on my slides, and I'm now happy to answer your questions.
Thank you, Dr. Adunka. So for that, we are actually very much thankful to you for enlightening presentation what you have given. And we of course have now some time for question answers. And as you mentioned, can you just give, because I told you that there are many people who are not actually much aware about what TRIZ is. So if you can give some simple example wherein how TRIZ is useful for solving some simple problem, some problem in a simple way. And further, if possible, in a short time, I may be like, it may be a bouncer, and how AI would help it further. Or let's go one step at a time. So simple TRIZ, like you have shown one of your product. So if you can just tell us like how.
Well, just go.
Yeah.
Did a presentation a few days ago on the TRIZ Mastery Hub for that key lock.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now this key lock, if you put the key into the lock, I don't know if you hear it. There is a click. So there is a micro switch here in that outer black ring here. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so for the first 5 millimeters, this switch is switched, and it will just give then contact to the part here. Just have to remove that. So there's something like a light bulb down here, and so you have here like the socket, and can attach wires to both sides of it. Okay.
Yes.
So that how it works. But they had the problem that this is building this micro switch into this outer ring. It leads to a much bigger outer ring, because normally
Hello, sorry to interrupt, Sandeep sir. The slide which Dr. Robert is showing, I think it is not visible. Still, we are seeing the last slide of the previous presentation.
Okay. You can. I have just spotlighted his video. Please set your. Yeah. Now it is better.
Stop the presentation. So
is it better now?
Yeah. Now we can see. Now we can see.
Yeah, perfect.
Thank you.
Very clear. Very clear.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So this one here has a bigger ring outside, and it should like look like this. So that's what they wanted to have, and also they wanted to use normally open, normally closing switches, just like this. So we just push here 5 millimeters, and you can attach the wires here and here. Okay.
Okay.
So because we had that on that side also, the bigger ones, yeah, but the newer ones, they were just like this. So it's much smaller, just half of it. Okay, they wanted to use that and not to have a special port anymore.
Okay.
So what they did, the Siemens engineer came up with a solution where the manufacturer of the core said we cannot do it. Okay, so it was a crappy solution, but then the manufacturer of the core suggested another solution for the Siemens engineers. And the Siemens engineers said, well, with that, they drill a hole from behind, and they said, okay, as you move your key into the lock, here the rod will come out. So, but it will come out 20 millimeters and not just only 5 millimeters. So this is a problem. Okay, so we will need a special element again, and we don't want to use a special element.
Yeah, true.
Okay, so we did a 2-day workshop, did function analysis, came up with trimming, looked at the resources, tried to do a feature transfer, tried to do 40 inventive principles with it, and they came up with a solution that was quite beautiful. Okay,
Within 2 days.
but the engineers thought it wasn't that beautiful. Okay, so they brought all their ideas to the manufacturer of the key of the inner core, and he said, okay, I can do this solution. Okay, and the problem was that the engineers thought, okay, with this solution, it was the solution of the lock manufacturer to drill a hole from behind, but not using 2 rods side by side, but using just 2 rods that are like inventive principle 7 suggests, pushing like an antenna one into the other. So there is a spring load in it, and a harder spring that the spring that we use here. So for the first 5 millimeters, you push the key in, it switches down here.
Okay. Yeah. Now it is very much visible.
And then the rest, the key just goes in. But the engineers, they were not very proud of it because they said, oh, what is this here? If we push the key in, it gets pushed out again. So they brought it to the main customer, and the main customer tried out this prototype, and he pushed in the key, turned it, the lock, said, okay, working, turned it back, and then the key was pushed out. And he said, oh, you added a security feature. So the people cannot forget their key in the key lock anymore.
Right.
Yeah. So sales said, okay, yeah, but it comes with a price. So they increased the price of that because of the new feature. And by the same time, we radically reduced the costs of manufacturing this thing. So it was a very nice small project, was done with just 2-day workshop with
just 2 days. That is important.
Of those TRIZ tools.
Yes. Great. So again, there is one more question, and it has gone to the history. But in short, if I have to ask, like, what should be done, because you are already in training, coaching, and developing the community as well. It is very important. So at what semesters engineering students should learn TRIZ, and why they should learn TRIZ? Very basic question, but you would be able to put more light on that.
Okay. Actually, I think as there are also TRIZ people trying to push TRIZ into kindergarten and kids
Yeah,
teach.
that is the level it should be taught, correct.
So it could be taught in any
True.
semester, I think.
Exactly.
You just have to adopt which methods then you probably then teach. So
We should develop
next,
that creative thinking within itself.
yeah. So you probably start with creative thinking and very easy methods, then and function analysis and all those stuffs, then 40 inventive principles, 76 standard solutions. It should be probably done if you have basic engineering knowledge. But then I think
True.
it helps every student. Once a student said to me, Mr. Adunka, I thought I'm not creative at all, but now after your
Okay.
course, I think I'm a very creative person. So
Okay.
TRIZ teaches you how to be creative, and you're not afraid of doing any TRIZ, any innovation projects.
Right. Perfect.
So
Participants, any other question?
Joseph had a question. You say
Same thing I've asked you in short. Exactly.
I have one question.
Yes, Chandra, go ahead.
Yeah. So one question is for, like, as you mentioned very rightly, like we come up with one feature and then engineer don't like, and then sales or the end customer like that. We won't forget the key inside of that lock, right? So what do you think, like, when as an engineer, when we are inventing, do we need to trust completely on trees and keeping that requirement aside and then come up with solution? So what is going to happen every time we are looking into requirement and try to keep when we are inventing solution, try to keep that requirement in mind always. So do we need to go free flow along with the trees, or do we need to literally look into every time in the requirements? That is the
um,
questions.
that what I did as a engineer. It is also called how do you call it? It's evaluation over time. So you
Right.
have different
Yeah.
different time slots where then do the evaluation. We started off with one overall concept, and we did prototypes every time we have a good stand um, in the design. So we had over a year, we had 6 different prototypes, and every time we had a prototype, we compared the prototype to all of the requirements again.
Yeah.
So we came up with a list of requirements. We ranked the requirements, and then we
Mhm.
saw which requirement was fulfilled and which not. So for the next stage of our prototype, we decided to work on those requirements that we didn't fulfill very good. So on the next stage, those were better fulfilled. Some others will deteriorate, and then at one time, another part of the company decided to move the um, to move this part upside down.
Okay.
So it was first the other way around. So
Yep.
it had it had then we have to rearrange everything on that. So it throw us back a little bit, but then we started
Okay.
again using the requirements and looking through all those requirements and seeing how those requirements are helping us. I
Thank you.
probably
Yes.
can show you that
Thank you.
also.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Any other question? Participants, we have got an opportunity to have a face-to-face Dr. Adunka with us.
Sandeep sir, may I?
Yes, please.
Yeah, Dr. Robert, thanks for this informative session. About using AI, you have narrated few things. Just I would like to know whether Chat GPT gives the real-time data and the information, or it is updated up to certain point of time.
What is interesting for you in that
No.
perspective?
Suppose we ask few things about
Mhm.
latest developments or related to our problem, which we are trying to solve through trees methodology. So whether we'll get the updated information on the real time basis, just because at any corner of the world, if somebody is working on that particular idea, so we may get some insight from that.
ChatGPT is its general pre-trained transformer. So they are pre-trained up to a certain point where they are released then. And they just have the knowledge that the language model has up till that point. Right now, they are trying to find also then solutions and information on their internet. But the main thing is with the searches, you just, yeah, you get the information that is now available.
Okay.
But
Which we can validate.
for all of those outcomes, for all of those ideas and analyses you get from ChatGPT and all the other large language models, you have to test it if it's true or not. So you have to look it up again. Okay. For having ideas, well, I think, well, in a brainstorming sessions, we also have people in the brainstorming sessions that give us shitty ideas sometimes.
Yes.
It's the same thing, probably.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. And a very last question. I have heard, I have not used like ChatGPT, but I have heard about a perplexity. So is that useful LLM for, using trees?
Which LLM you're talking about?
Perplexity. I will put in the chat box.
Perplexity. Okay,
Yeah.
Perplexity is a tool especially for researching. So it's an AI tool for doing researches. So to do something like Google. So I use Perplexity to check the truth of the outcome of ChatGPT and the other large language models.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Because it always gives you a good link, and you can then check with the link.
Okay.
Great.
Thank you, Dr. Robert.
Thank you. So any more question? So this is not the last opportunity. If you have some questions, you can just write down to info@trizasia.com, and we'll pass these questions to Dr. Robert, and we are sure, and I promise on his behalf that he will give the answers to them. So
Yes, you also can write to me directly, no problem with that.
Yeah, most welcome. So definitely we would like to see you in person also very soon. So thank you. By this, it was a very much enlightening presentation, and we have really got very insightful answers as well. So we are deeply grateful on behalf of TRIZasia and me, Sandeep Wankhede, from AISSMS College of Engineering. We are deeply grateful for your time, your expertise, and whatever valuable information you have shared with us. Looking forward, this is something not a end of this session. This is basically an beginning of our new interactions, which will go ahead. And dear participants, before we leave, I would like to tell that next TRIZtalks would be on 25th of April, again, the last Friday of the month of April. And stay tuned. Very soon, we'll let you know which expert would be coming and interacting with us. So again, Dr. Robert is also a part of our TRIZtalks family now, and we would like to see you there. And thanks for your time, your patience, and everything. And participants, thanks for being the wonderful and interactive participants.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you.
Keep up the good
Thank
work.
you for inspiring session. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Sandeep sir. Thank you.